Hello everyone, and welcome back to our English lesson. I'm Emma, and I'm so happy to see you again today.
Hey there, friends. I'm Jake. How are you doing today? I hope you're ready to learn something really useful.
Today's lesson is lesson number 4. We're going to learn how to talk about time. Specifically, how long you have done something.
That's right. For example, how long have you studied English? How long have you lived in your city? These are very common questions.
Exactly. So Jake, let me ask you. How long have you been a teacher?
I have been a teacher for 10 years. 10 long, wonderful years.
10 years? That's a long time. And how long have you known me, Jake?
I have known you since 2019. That's about 5 years now.
Did you hear those two important words? Jake said, for 10 years and, since 2019. These are our key words today.
Yes, for, and, since. They both talk about time, but we use them differently. Let me explain.
We use for with a period of time. For example, for 2 hours, for 3 days, for 10 years. It tells us how long something lasts.
And we use since with a starting point in time. For example, since Monday, since 2019, since I was a child. It tells us when something started.
Let me give you a simple test. If you can answer the question, when did it start, use since. If you can answer, how much time, use for.
And we use both with the present perfect tense. That's have or has plus the past participle. Like, I have lived, or she has worked.
Why do we use the present perfect? Because the action started in the past, but it continues until now. It's still true today.
Perfect explanation, Emma. Now let's hear a real conversation. Listen carefully for since and for.
So Jake, I haven't seen you for 2 weeks. Where have you been?
Oh, I have been very busy. I've been working on a new book since January.
A book? How exciting. How long have you wanted to write a book?
I have wanted to write one for many years. Maybe since I was 20.
Wow, that's a long time. And how long have you known the story you want to tell?
I have known the story for about 3 years. But I only started writing it 6 months ago.
I see. And how is it going so far?
So far, so good. I've written 10 chapters since the summer. What about you, Emma? How long have you lived in London?
I have lived in London for 15 years. But I've lived in this neighborhood only since last year.
Do you like it?
I love it. I've been very happy here since I moved in. The neighbors are lovely.
That's wonderful. Have you made many friends recently?
Yes, I have made several new friends recently. We meet for coffee every Saturday.
Great dialogue, Emma. Let's stop and look at what we just heard.
I said, I have lived in London for 15 years. 15 years is a period of time. So we use for.
And Emma also said, since last year, and, since I moved in. Last year is a point in time. So we use since.
Notice this, students. After, since, we can use a time, like, since 2020, or a complete sentence, like, since I moved in.
Let me try to make a sentence. I have studied Spanish since 5 years.
Oh Jake, that's a common mistake. 5 years is a period, not a starting point. So you should say, for 5 years.
Oops, you're right. I have studied Spanish for 5 years. Or I could say, I have studied Spanish since 2019.
Both are correct now. Don't worry, this mistake is very common. Many students mix up for and since at first.
Let's also talk about the question. We ask, how long have you? To find out the duration.
How long have you lived here? How long have you known him? How long have you had that car?
And the answer always uses for or since. I have lived here for 2 years. I have known him since school.
Now let's hear another conversation, this time about jobs and hobbies.
Emma, I have a question. How long have you been a teacher?
I have been a teacher for 12 years. I started right after university.
12 years. And have you always taught English?
Yes, I have taught English since the very beginning. I love it. What about your hobbies, Jake? What have you been doing lately?
Lately, I have been playing the guitar a lot. I've played the guitar since I was 15.
That's amazing. So you have played for many years.
Yes, for about 25 years. But recently, I've started learning the piano too.
The piano. How long have you been learning it?
Only since March. So for about 4 months. It's very difficult so far, but I enjoy it.
Have you taken any lessons recently?
Yes, I've had a lesson every week since April. My teacher is excellent. So far, I have learned 5 songs.
5 songs in 4 months. That's good progress.
Thank you. And you, Emma? Have you done anything new lately?
Well, I have started yoga recently. I've been going to classes for 3 weeks.
How is it so far?
So far, I love it. I feel much more relaxed since I started.
Wonderful. Now let's review some new vocabulary from these dialogues.
Our first word is since. We use since to talk about when something started. Since Monday, since 2010, since I was young.
I have lived in this house since 2018. I have known Emma since we met at university.
And one more example. I have been awake since 6 o'clock this morning. Since tells us the starting point.
Our second word is for. We use for with a length of time. For 2 hours, for 10 years, for a long time.
I have studied French for 8 years. That's a period of time, so we use for.
And I have worked at this school for 6 years. For shows the duration, the length.
Our third word is recently. This means a short time ago, or in the recent past.
I have recently moved to a new apartment. Have you seen any good films recently?
Yes, I have recently watched a fantastic documentary. We often use recently with the present perfect.
Our fourth word is lately. It's similar to recently. It means in the last few days or weeks.
Have you been busy lately, Jake? You look tired.
Yes, I have been very busy lately. I haven't slept well lately either. Maybe that's why I look tired.
And our last expression is so far. This means until now, or up to this moment.
How is the lesson so far? I hope it's clear.
So far, we have learned 5 new words. So far, we have practiced many sentences. And so far, you are doing great.
I have eaten 3 sandwiches today. So far. Maybe I'll eat another one later.
Now let's review everything we've learned. Listen and repeat in your head, or out loud if you can.
Question. How long have you lived here? Answer. I have lived here for 5 years.
Question. How long have you known Jake? Answer. I have known Jake since 2019.
Remember, for plus a period of time. For 5 years. For 2 hours. For a long time.
And since plus a starting point. Since Monday. Since last year. Since I was a child.
Try to answer this question. How long have you studied English?
Maybe you can say, I have studied English for 2 years. Or, I have studied English since high school.
And here's another question. What have you done recently or lately?
Maybe you can say, I have recently started this English course. Or, I have been studying a lot lately.
And how is your English so far? I hope it's getting better and better.
So far, you have learned so much. Be proud of yourself.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's lesson.
Thank you so much for studying with us today. Remember, practice is the key. Try to make your own sentences with for and since.
And next time, in Lesson 5, we're going to learn about something exciting. Comparatives and superlatives.
That's right. We'll learn how to say things like bigger, smaller, the best, and the most beautiful. It's very useful for describing people and places.
So until next time, keep practicing. Have a wonderful day.
Goodbye everyone, and see you in Lesson 5. Bye.